Right, here goes another article in succession. The beat goes on. It says, this article is basically the Indian government is advising and is warning of a third wave before the second wave even gets complete. Even before the second wave peaks, they're already looking at a third wave while the second wave is going on. So now you got double waves. It says chilling footage has emerged of COVID patients left to die in a hospital ward in India from lack of oxygen as victims' relatives say they were abandoned by doctors. The tragic scene unfolded in Cret Hospital, a private clinic near New Delhi, on Friday last week around 9 p.m. After families of the COVID patients were told that oxygen supplies were running low. Relatives who had been paying up to $1,000 per day for a bed said they rushed to the hospital but found it deserted and the ICU ward locked, only to find their relatives had died when the doors were finally opened. Police then had to be called to de-escalate the situation when families found medical staff hiding in the canteen and threatening to attack them. As video of the tragedy went viral on Wednesday this week, officers and said officials was not authorized to treat COVID patients and an investigation was underway. It is just the latest shocking scene to emerge from India, which is suffering the world's worst second wave of COVID with another 412,262 cases reported. It says Indian families find hospital wards full of dead COVID patients. And I will be showing the video here in 1 second where we're going to actually see the footage of this catastrophe, man. You got it. It's so damn bad right now in India that you literally got doctors hiding in the canteen. You got medical staff hiding in the canteen, locking down the hospitals because they can't basically do anything for these people. They don't have the supplies. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the expertise, and they are just struggling. And this is in a hospital, man. So if you notice what's going on in India's hospitals, you can imagine what's going on in their villages, in their towns, in their cities. It's just a bad situation, man. And it says people are scared and huddled in their homes with fever and cough. The symptoms are all of COVID-19, but with no information available, many of the people think they just have the seasonal flu. No information available. No information available. You got a goddamn 400,000 people getting infected in your country a day. There's over 3,500, almost 4,000. There's over 4,000 people dying a day from this shit, and you have no information. How don't you have no information? Do you have a damn television? Do you have any type of electronic device where you can get on any social media? You have no information to know what are the symptoms of COVID-19? Are these people dumb? They got America beat. I'm putting them in the top running for the dumbest nation in the world. What do you mean you don't? These people are huddling in their houses with fevers and coughs and are scared to death, but they think that they got the flu because they don't have no information. A year and a half in the pandemic, if you don't have no information, it's because you don't want to have it. It's because you're stupid. Okay, there's no way that you are in an industrialized nation and you're gonna sit here. What, you never heard of fucking COVID-19? This is just almost unbearable to just keep reading, man. And I don't want to fall out with my Indian people because I know that y'all take pride in your country, but do you take pride in this, man? I don't ever want to hear one Indian ever say anything about an American again in your goddamn life. Don't you ever talk about my people. Don't you ever talk. You should be ashamed. You shouldn't be scared. You should be ashamed of yourselves. So that is, hospitals all around India are not able to keep up with the caseloads. It says overnight, 11 people died in another hospital nearby, southern city, in a nearby hospital. So basically, hospitals are getting overwhelmed. Hospitals are getting overrun. Some hospitals have 57 times higher caseloads than they had just a month ago. There are people dying all across the country in hospitals everywhere. They're running out of supplies. They're running out of vaccines. They're running out of oxygen tanks. They're running out of every damn thing. And they're also running out of places to put the bodies, as we're going to see here shortly in the next article that I read. But here goes a video. This is just going to show you how crazy it is in India and why I have to ask, what is wrong with you people, man? What the hell is wrong with the Indian people, man? Viewer discretion is advised.
यहाँ कोई नहीं है, इधर कोई नहीं है, ना डॉक्टर है, ना कोई है, ना रिसेप्शन में कोई है, और ना कोई गार्ड है यहाँ पर। साले पता नहीं बीडीबी का क्या सारे मरे पड़े। डेड सब ऐसे ही पड़े रहे। पेशेंट को अंदर टेस्ट करके डॉक्टर को हम जानते हैं डॉक्टर ही हो नहीं कहां से यार कोई क्राइम करके जाएगा आप रोक नहीं सकते उसको सब लिख रहा है क्या गरम नहीं भाई साहब जिसके घर से 2 बंदे जाते हैं ना उसको बताता है गरम या ठंडा
Seeing the kinds of pictures that we did last year during the peak of the first wave of the coronavirus. Most recently, we have seen pictures of bodies outside the biggest government-run hospital in the city of Raipur, and Raipur's chief medical officer said this is because they don't have enough freezers to keep the bodies. That hospital's intensive care units and oxygen-equipped beds have been at almost full capacity over the past week. Raipur is in the state of Chhattisgarh, which is one of the worst affected at the moment. But these issues in Chhattisgarh are not unique to that state. We have reports of a shortage of medical facilities, of equipment in a number of places, most notably in the worst affected state, Maharashtra, where medical teams which were sent there also said that there is a lack of oxygen supply and even malfunctioning ventilators.
Okay, here goes some photos of some of the horrors that are going on in there, man. We're gonna look through some of this. Okay, this one here is a picture of a mother suffering coronavirus who died in a hospital car park after desperately waiting for 3 hours for a bed amid the spiraling COVID crisis. So you can see the doors open. I guess she opened the doors to try to get oxygen, but she was in there and she's dead, right? She passed away right in front of the damn hospital as she was waiting for a bed. Next, we have a doctor, Sohil Makawana, posted 2 images. This is one of him covered in a PPE and another one of him standing in a soap-covered salmon colored shirt, as a reminder of how intense the strain has been on healthcare officials. And you can see that he is drenched in soaking wet. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's what you call working overtime. This is just giving you a perspective on how crazy this crisis is. That picture is worth 1,000 words. This is inside the hospital. It says a healthcare worker is wearing a personal protective equipment suit the floor to clean the floor inside. The banquet halls are temporarily converted into COVID-19 coronavirus wards in New Delhi. Right, they're running out of room, so now they have to convert different parts of the hospital into them. They're basically going through everything we went through, and it seems that the Indian people have learned nothing. They have learned nothing, which makes me think that the country is full of people with mental health issues. I keep thinking, like I keep saying, I always talk about our mental health issues here in America, and I always be, I talk junk because it's our country, so, but this right here is astounding that they are going through this late in the game. It's astounding. It's pretty astonishing. This is showing patients breathing with help with oxygen mask on, and obviously they look like they're suffering, yet they running around hiding in their houses thinking they just got the flu, and they're dropping like flies. It says this is family members unload a body of a COVID-19 victim as they arrive at a cremation ground to perform a last rites in New Delhi. Right, so there they burning the fires, and this is how they're cremating the dead right outside. They're running out of places to, I guess all the facilities that they have to actually do this are taken up. So they're making makeshift crematories, and you can see them about to unload a body and I guess throw it over there in that fire that we see. Right, I guess they're gonna throw it over there in this fire right here. I guess they got it like it's a do-it-yourself type thing, a DIY situation when it comes to cremating your loved ones. Another woman having breathing problems on an oxygen mask. It just looks like she's straight suffering. And these pictures are just astonishing, man. Astonishing. I mean, they are literally astonishing. You can just through the pictures alone, I can imagine the suffering. And you still got, look, it's a guy right there walking around without a mask on. You seen him? This is the type of shit that goes on where you have to ask, are Indians stupid? Are they downright just dumb? Look at this guy in the background right here. Look at this jackass. You see him? Right here. Right there. Look at him. You see him? Look, 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 look. Look at that jackass right there. Look at him. He's standing in the middle of a goddamn COVID ward. Everybody else has on PPE and or mask down, and this some bitch is walking around with no mask. I guess he's a patient. It looks like that's a bracelet on his wrist, but this just shows you how stupid these people are. Like, they didn't get the memo that the more you breathe in the virus, the worse your symptoms and the worse outcome you're also going to have. The viral load is also important. This is where the mask can come into play, because the more of the virus that gets into your system, the more chance it has to get deep into your system and wreak havoc. So you want to try to, if you're going to get sick, take in as least of the viral load as possible. That's pure grade A stupidity. It says at least 18 people, including the healthcare workers, were killed in a fire at a COVID-19 hospital in the western Indian part of the state. And this is probably, this is that fire that I was showing you in that earlier video. These are just some images from it. Just of devastation and havoc. You got people lined up outside of a welfare hospital. They're trying to make makeshift COVID centers. It look like they're putting up new COVID centers. They're just totally behind the damn gun. That's basically what it's about.